Hey, good morning, Surry County. What a beautiful day that the Lord has given us today. I just was laughing about what transpired this morning, and felt the need to share that. I'm also going to share one other thing, exonerating someone who I think in some people's minds may have been implicated in all of this Mark Jones scandal and Gail Norman and Kevin Chenault scandal. Uh, I will exonerate those people because they knew nothing about the truth. They were just caught up in it. Didn't do anything wrong. Didn't say anything wrong. They just told what they knew. First of all, this morning I got to this. If this nothing reflects the character of these individuals, Mark Jones, Kevin Chenault, Gail Norman, and Chuck Kubanek, more than what Mark Jones did this morning in the courthouse in Surry County, or in Dobson over at the courthouse in Surry County. My attorney showed up to represent me in the case. The bogus lies and more lies sworn to under oath by Mark Jones shows up to represent me this morning, and we got a continuance. But Mark Jones tells my attorneys from Yadkinville, North Carolina, tells my attorney, you can't make this stuff up, tells my attorney in Dobson this morning that he hopes my attorney burns in hell. So he looks at my attorney and says, I hope you burn in hell. Now, these are the individuals that claim they represent Christian, conservative, Republican values and would stand up for your rights if needed. They stood silently while a felony was being committed against me and others in the parking lot over at the polls, while my Fourth Amendment rights were being violated, and as well as others over there. A violent felony being committed against us, violating our Fourth Amendment rights to privacy. And Mark Jones and that group began to attack me as a result of it. They're not going to stand up for anybody but themselves, but I had to laugh and share that he told my attorney in Dobson this morning that he hopes my attorney burns in hell. Now, that's the character of this individual, as well as any individuals that are around him in his inner circle. I'm telling you, these are just self-serving individuals that care about nobody but themselves. And so I thought that was funny. It's funny, but not funny. These people, and I will say again, I will hang all of these accusations, all of this truth, and I'm not sharing everything. I'm just sharing part of what I have information on. So if you've seen the truth I've shared, elected officials, stand with this group again, or in the future. Mark Jones, Kevin Chenault, Chuck Kubanek, Gail Norman, or anybody in their circle, and I will put you in the same group with them because you know the type people they are. I've shown you. I haven't just made accusations. I've shown the proof. So stand with them, and you'll show us the type people you are and the type people that you want to align yourself with. It's time for Surry County Republicans to do what they claim they're going to do against Democrat and stand up against corruption at all levels and against people like this, self-serving individuals, no matter who they are. But that was funny. Mark Jones told my attorney that, and it's not funny because I told my ex-wife one time, since I've been saved, I've never wished that on even my worst enemy. But that's the character of Mark Jones in Dobson today, telling my attorney he hopes my attorney burns in hell. I guess because he's representing me. I don't know. But that's the character of Mark Jones and everybody that's around him. But anyway, that's the one thing I wanted to share. The second thing is exonerating. Todd Talbert and the Campground, and I know Todd testified in Dobson in Mark Jones' hearing. Mark Jones was staying at Todd's campground, and Todd, they had nothing to do with it. The individuals at the campground didn't do anything wrong. They didn't lie. They didn't perjure themselves. Todd testified that what he knew, Mark Jones had a key and could come and go anytime he wanted, and that was it. And Mark Jones rented a space from him in the campground. And that's the gist of what the people at the campground testified to, and that was the truth. They had no idea Mark Jones' official living status, and frankly, I believe they testified that they didn't know when he came and go, because he could come and go after they closed, and they thought he was. But to the best of their knowledge, they had no idea when he came and went. So they didn't know that he wasn't coming or was coming. They testified to what they knew. Mark Jones had a key to the gate and could come and go as he pleased, and that the campground rented them a space. So they didn't lie. They didn't know anything about all of this. Todd Talbert is great people, a good Christian man, as well as his son Landon, great people. Todd, when Mark Jones got put in position initially, shared some scripture, and I reread that this morning, where Gideon, and God was telling Gideon to, I believe it's in Judges chapter 7, but God was telling Gideon that to make his army smaller, because if he didn't make his army smaller, that the people would think it was of themselves and not of God. And so I think it ultimately got down to 300 people, and the way what Todd shared then, and I think of it often, was basically when God told Gideon to choose the men that lapped the water from their hand, that didn't stick their face in the water and drink like a dog, but lapped at their hand. And Todd shared, and I agree, that the reason God wanted him to choose those men who held the water in their hand, because they were constantly vigilant, looking around to defend against the enemy. They didn't turn their face away. They lapped at, picked the water up and drank from their hand, so they could be vigilant and look around. That's what we have to be, people, and that's what especially given the facts and the information, we have to be vigilant, and we have to stop this in our county. Hashtag stop the Surry County steal. I believe this will be video 14 and the series. A little more information to share. I apologize, I'm out on the porch and that truck just went by with a loud muffler. Hashtag stop the Surry County steal, and let's fix this, Surry County. We're better than this. We are Christian conservatives, and we need to let them know that we will not support anyone that aligns themselves with any individual that'll look somebody in the face they don't even know, never even met the guy till today, and don't know the guy's character, don't know nothing about him, but looks at him and tells him he hopes he burns in hell. That's you can't make this stuff up. The leopard's going to show their spots, and they're showing them. Supporting Earl Blackburn, who came to the defense of a convicted child molester in a church organization. Just over and over and over, backbiting, telling people, slandering people behind the scenes. The main thing is the campground and Todd Talbert didn't have anything to do with it. I've been wanting to share that for a bit, but they've been sidetracked. They just testified they're good Christian people. They just testified to what they knew, which was very simple. They rented Mark Jones a space, and he had a key and could come and go when he wanted to. God bless Surry County. More to come. Hashtag stop the Surry County steal.